Now, Muay Thai as a system is a yoga system. The origins are, it began originally in Tibet. We know who the Tibetan teachers were. Well, one thing we don't know, we know that it moved from Tibet about 2,500 years ago, and the Tibetan teacher's name was Jivaka. And there are Tibetan records that illustrate this, and there are Thai records that show when he arrived in Thailand. And so we know that the school, which is 2,500 years old in Thailand, existed in Tibet for 2,000 years before that. And so we have a very long history of this information, of this teaching, trying to make its way into the world of men and women. So that's our history. We know where it comes from and how it comes to me. I'm in the 37th generation of teachers in the Thai line. I'm the first generation of Western teachers. Okay, so just like we talk about Jivaka, Paku Samai, my teacher, is 36th generation Grandmaster. We know who all 35 of the others are. We know who they all are. Back to Jivaka, who founded the school. And then we know where he came from. We know who his parents were in Tibet, and we know where his family came from. Back. So it's a yoga tradition. Now what that means is we do the postures and facilitations, the attitudes of the body, that we believe that the energy of the body is affected by how you sit, stand, lay, walk, and hold yourself. Posture. The awareness is the vipassana attitude, the insight space, being able to be clear and uncluttered, to be a hollow tube, to transmute the energies of heaven and earth in the most unrestricted, uncluttered, and cleanest way possible. This system is part of a bigger system, which has to do with the psychological, emotional, spiritual, and physical well-being of a person. Because in healing, you cannot actually say that anything is healed, to use that word, until everything is healed. I'm going to teach you a moving meditation called a kata, which is a prearranged sequence of movements which you use as your vehicle for your meditation with another person. I am an authorized teacher in a recognized line of teachers that's thousands of years old. I'm in the 37th generation. I was given lineage to communicate this teaching from a personal teacher who laid hands on me and authorized me to do the same. And so actually what I believe is that when I'm communicating this teaching, on some level I become the embodiment of the medicine Buddha. And that on some level that communication comes through in spite of Anthony. And that every person has a right to tap into that lineage and tap into that line. And when you make that connection, it's your connection, not mine. That's one of the miracles about lineage. You say, oh, you know, I don't, people get confused with the guru thing with lineage. Okay? Lineage is older than gurus. Lineage is the line of transmission because the love line must manifest through humans, and does. And so when you come into proximity to a line of teaching that's genuine, you get a transmission of energy that is far bigger than what the class can convey or what the lesson can convey. Far bigger. Why? Because you get access to the line. And once you have access to that line, it is now your connection. And you can access it independent of the teacher. That's one of the secret teachings about lineage. That's why it's like the Dalai Lama is a lineage holder of the Nyingma school and the yellow hats. Okay? Why you want to get next to him is that if you can get next to him and make a personal connection with him, you immediately are given access to his lineage. And it doesn't go through him. It goes through you. So in our mantras, like Om Namo Shiva Go, really what we're saying is, in the name of, like the Father Dr. Shiva Go, who was famous because every person that he laid hands on recovered. Every person. Hey, Jesus had a good reputation. Guess what? We now know lots of people who had very similar reputations as Jesus. Just maybe they weren't so popularized in the. And actually, here's an interesting phenomenon. I personally found out that when we work in this way, that every person I touch recovers to some degree or another. Every single time. And that sometimes when I do a session with someone, they have a miraculous recovery, I attribute that as much to their being present, willing, and available to the healing as to my being a vessel or conduit for the healing. But what I found out is that it's no longer a matter of if things are going to get better, if things are going to move toward resolution or recovery. It's more a matter of how much. So what we believe is that everything is significant in this equation. From who am I in this equation? I'm a product of my lineage and my personal life. I acknowledge my teachers. Who are you in this equation? Do you really want to receive? Do you really want to recover? Because if you don't, we're wasting our time. Every thought, every emotion, every physical attitude, every state, every inflection, every characteristic about the healing session is significant. Every way that I touch you or I'm touched by you is significant. There's no such thing as an insignificant touching. So we have this traditional school, uninterrupted lineage. And what that means is the line of transmission of insight, intelligence, understanding, educational technology, however you want to frame it, that this science represents, has come to us in a very clear and a very clean and a very undiluted manner. I didn't learn about this from somebody who heard about it from somebody who dreamed about it. That's not the way it works. We have a personal, solid, concrete connection to the school, and you can go see my teachers tomorrow if you want to do it. Everything that I present in the class, it's traditional, and it's part of my education, and I'm giving it to you the best way that I can, but I want you to understand everything that I teach in this class, or everything that will be taught in this class, is a theory. It's presented to you as a theory. Okay? Because I've proven it, and I've verified it, and I've validated it in my own experience, and in the experience of my own clients. I've probably done more than 10,000 sessions hands-on. Then I'll give you as much resource information as I can, a way that you can pursue it on your own. And then you must go out, and you must do your own research to validate the information yourself. So one of the things we get from our Thai schools as a tradition is that you must lay hands on lots of people to prove healing work, period. That's the fundamental equation. It doesn't matter what you understand theoretically if you don't actually touch it.
เมื่อมองสายชนถึงไหลรินยามเหงาเราถอนใจ มองดูสายน้ำวนบินไปไม่กลับ ยามเหงาเราถอนใจมองดูสายน้ำวนบินไป